That's right, you guessed it. Today's the day that I finally fixed the oil leak that's been plaguing me for like the last 6 months. Guess I better get to work. So, as part of doing this, obviously I'm going to take this cover off because this stator wire connection right here is what's leaking. Very common problem on these, pretty easy to fix. I've got an O-ring kit. I might try to slap another O-ring on there. And then if all else fails, gobs of black RTV. It's never failed me before, which I'm probably going to do both because I really don't want to take it apart and get it covered in oil again, you know, all that good stuff. So as part of this, you got to drain out about a quart of oil, which I'm about halfway through my oil change from last year, but it's obviously been quite a few months since then. And the oil kind of smells like it's fuel fouled a little bit just because this thing does run rich. The Power Commander 3 tune, like, was really rich. Like, you could like just whack the throttle a little bit and it would sometimes just puff a little bit of black smoke. So it wasn't quite, you know, right. But that being said, we're gonna start the season with some fresh oil. So I'm gonna go ahead and drain all the oil out first. So that way when I take this cover off, it doesn't go all over the place, which seems like a good idea to me. So yeah, I'm gonna drain the oil and then start pulling this thing off. Okay, we got the cover off. Yep, here it is. I'm gonna clean this up with some brake clean, get it, like super clean and dry. But while I have this open, yeah. So one of the things, there's a very, I don't wanna say very common, but I've seen it from several people, you know, like I've seen it from a lot of people like on the forums and just reading about it on Google. Triple sprocket issue. And it's not necessarily the triple sprocket that's the problem. What it is, so this right here is what we call the triple sprocket. Obviously because it's got 3 sets of chains that go around it, right? The problem is, this T40 Torx bolt here, on the end of it, it acts like a seal for an oil passageway. And what happens is, this bolt, if it's not Loctited, it just slowly backs its way out. And obviously then you lose oil pressure and the thing just, locks up and then you're done. It's the one flaw in the really good design of the Revolution engine. It's easy enough to fix though. I mean, in no time at all, I have this cover off and then I can easily back this out and put some Loctite on it and just retorque it to 17 foot-pounds. Throw it in gear, hold the brake so that it doesn't spin, whatever. This is something I've been kind of worried about since I picked the bike up last year. I just never really got in and dealt with it. Of course, the oil leak happened last summer, and it was leaking for a while. Like every time I parked it, I'd come out the next day and see like a drop of oil on the ground. It isn't a lot, but still. So now we're gonna fix that oil leak, and gonna take this guy out, and I'll probably throw it into gear. Maybe go tie something on the brake over there because I don't have any help right now. So to hold the brake so the engine doesn't rotate backwards. If you rotate these things backwards, there's a good chance you're going to jump cam timing. So it's not something to play around with. I really don't want to mess with that and have to retime it. So yeah, we're going to do this the right way. Enough of me rambling. I'm going to clean the snot out of that. I'll probably wait to do that until a bit later because that's going to have to set for a while, and I'm in no hurry. I'm waiting on my Power Vision to get here, so I'm not like I can run it or anything. It's got to sit for a day or two just to cure, and same thing with the Loctite. The Loctite's got to cure for a day, and this thing's got to cure for a day or two before, I actually get oil on it again, just to give time for the Permatex to set up. we have the garage door open now because it's so freaking beautiful outside, and I'm not wasting that opportunity. It's nice to be able to sit in here and work and not have to have the door down and have the heat going. So yeah, I'm gonna take it. So little update. As you can see, I kind of have a mess of brake clean over here because took this guy and sprayed the crap out of it with brake clean. Just got it all cleaned up. Took my stator connector here. I got inspiration from another guy who did the same thing, and he just like, you put 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dots just to kind of match like which pin goes where. And I don't know on this bike if getting it out of phase on the stator matters, if the voltage regulator just takes it and, I mean, it converts it to DC anyway and cleans it up. So it'd probably be fine, but still, I like that idea. And then, just had to take like a small, like I use this crappy little Harbor Freight pick, this guy, and I shoved it just inside the connector. Pretty much all these electrical connectors are the same, so I just popped it in there until I heard the click and it popped loose, and then pulled these out. So got that, and I had to do that so I can get these clustered closer, because now that I've pulled this out, I fed this through. So this is the part that actually rests inside this machined hole here, and it's like, man, it's almost like it's designed to have O-rings on it, but it doesn't have O-rings on it. How stupid is that? So I know in later years they actually revised this design, I think in like 2010 or something, where they have a couple of O-rings. But I got these 3 O-rings here. I'm gonna just kind of work them over this, get them back here, pop them into place, and then I'm probably gonna pump this sucker full of black RTV, just insurance, O-rings and black RTV, just for insurance that it's not gonna freaking leak again, because I'm tired of the mess. So I'm gonna do that now. Anyway, stay tuned. So I just worked the O-rings onto here. Look at that, it's like they were meant to go there. Why didn't I do this from the factory? Yeah, anyway, so I got those on there, and I got my ultra black. Gonna just gob this thing up, basically cork it, keep it from leaking. I'm gonna ultra black this, pull it through, and then I guess take it in the house and let it cure for a day or two. Well, I've been somewhat productive, but I've also spent a lot of time kind of screwing around BSing out here. So got the cover over here. Let's roll over here and look at it. So I put, like I said, new O-rings on it, and I gobbed this thing full of black RTV. So it's just gonna hang out here and cure for a little while. And then, I cleaned up the gasket surface. I'm kind of waiting to clean that up until it's ready to reassemble tomorrow or next day, whatever. Today, I was just out here BSing around, my girlfriend and I, and she was out here hanging out with me and talking, so I was just, I kind of worked on, I got the mud flap thing figured out. It's not really pretty, but for something hacked up out of a license plate, I think it works. So you can kind of see it's in there with some nylon lock nuts, and hopefully that should clean up the majority of my mess that I had. I don't know, we'll see. I kind of cleaned this up a little bit too. I hit it with some degreaser and a light, nylon brush. So it's still a little bit of stuff I could probably polish off, but I don't know, it's somewhat cleaner. I'm gonna, hit it with soap and water once it gets nicer out. So that part's done. And then I was gonna show you something else, but I kind of already put the tank, or put the cover back on. So I guess we'll do it this way. You can kind of see right here. Remember that spot of bare wires I had? I had a spot of bare wires here. So I trimmed back all the excess, like fibers that were hanging off, and I put a new piece of mesh loom on it with some zip ties. So that's, protected now like it should be. And then obviously it looks good from the top side, so that's where I'm at today. All right, back in the garage, another day. So, beautiful day out today. Yeah, gonna enjoy that with the door up. So, you might remember yesterday, pulled this thing out, put some O-rings in it. That sucker's solid now. Because, I did fill it with copious amounts of ultra black. We're going big on this one, boys. I need to put the connector back on it, which I hope to hell my markings are still there good. Yeah, because they pretty much wore off the wires, so that's why I mark it in 2 places. Never fails. I'm gonna put the connector back on it, bolt it up, and then call it good, I think. There we go. Now we're in 2nd gear. So if there's no Loctite on it, it shouldn't move, but I've been surprised before, so not an ounce of Loctite on this bolt. And you know, it just came from right there. Don't get me wrong, it was tight as hell. So it hadn't worked itself loose. So who's to say that it at some point didn't, and so, you know, somebody tightened it up or replaced it or whatever. So really glad I did that. I'm going to clean that up, put some thread locker on it, and send it back in 17 foot-pounds. Okay, well, just got the triple sprocket pulled out and, you know, cleaned it up. Put some red thread locker on it. And, you know, like I said, I was gonna have somebody hold the brake, but I got creative. Had a box of cat litter over there, tied a bit of string and kind of lifted it off the floor slightly just to put some pressure on the brake pedal over there. Hey, it worked. I'm nothing if not creative. So, you know, just pop the bike into 2nd gear. Actually, it's still in gear probably. Yeah, I'm gonna have to roll it. Just Harley things. You can't ever get it in neutral. Not even when the damn thing's on a lift. Look at this. Take some of the slack off. There it goes. Look at that. Beautiful. So anyway, yeah, that guy's been Loctited. Hopefully I don't ever have to worry about that. Probably was never going to be an issue, but I already had the case home to fix this, so why the hell not? That took literally no time to do. So that's done. Now I'm going to clean this gasket off. Then I've got my studs here that I cut the heads off and just, you know, lightly threaded them in to hold that gasket on. Because that thing's like a freaking, I mean, it's a magnet. So it's going to try to just clamp itself on with force. And I don't want the gasket getting damaged. So the service manual recommends, you know, put some studs here. So the things you got to do when you can't find the right tools: 1-pound torque wrench, 1/4-inch drive. My only 5mm socket I have is a 3/8 drive. So I got to use my drill / nut driver adapter, since I can't freaking find my 1/4-inch to 3/8 step up. Really aggravating. So I take the drill adapter, since it's obviously a hex, and use my my 1/4-inch drive socket for that. Whatever works, I guess. All right, so as you might have seen when I was on the phone with DynoJet while they were doing some research, yeah, we done. Cover's back on. Hopefully fix the oil leak. We'll see, and I will be livid if it's not fixed, because that's kind of annoying to deal with. You know, 14 bolts on this damn thing, 16 if you count these, which I guess these don't even have to come out, but whatever. Yeah, so got it all torqued down. I still need to like clean it up. It's got some crap on it. I kind of wiped it off a little bit with the brake clean, because I was cleaning all that oil residue that was all over everything from the leak. I kind of tried to spray it and clean most of that off. You might ask at this point in this particular video, what the hell's up with the blue shop towels? So it's part of the whole Power Vision Power Commander thing that I'm going to have coming out. I'm working on busting these plugs loose with some of this good old PB Blaster. back here. So that shit's magic. I said brake clean's magic. That right there is the definition of magic. I just talked to the guy, and he told me probably about 3 to 5 days. Just ordered the power vision. The auto tune, he's gonna let me know for sure, because this bike's like one of those iffy years, which he just wanted to do a triple check and find out for certain that this one needed a certain model of the auto tune for the power vision. Because like I said, this is a weird gear where it didn't ship with O2 sensors, so it's an open loop system, and there's Harley's weird. They got different stuff going on, so he's gonna verify that, and then I'm gonna follow up and get that too. But power vision order has been processed, so they're gonna ship it out tomorrow. Should be here in a few days. Anyway, I'm gonna keep on working on spraying these guys, and I don't know, whenever the auto tune with the O2 sensors gets here, I'll bust those loose. So I'm gonna come out here like every day, spray them every day, multiple times a day even. I'm gonna keep spraying those suckers, and just I'll probably start in a couple days. I'll probably start putting the Allen head in there and working it back and forth, just to give it something to help it kind of penetrate a little bit better. I'm gonna leave the front drive cover off of it just because it's in the freaking way when I'm trying to get to that O2 sensor plug. That's where I'm gonna end this one. I have a lot of fun doing this. You know, I've been working on this thing for like a month, just getting through all this little maintenance crap. So I'm probably gonna have like 5 or 6 videos to put out for this whole wrenching in the garage thing that I'm doing. And then once I get the power vision, I'm gonna get back to making moto vlogs. So that's gonna be fun. I'm so excited to ride. I haven't ridden in like over a month, so I'm getting kind of stir crazy here. If that's not obvious every time I open the door and see the sunshine. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.